Jade, do you want to fill us in on the last of this trip?
Driving, sleeping, coffee, sleeping, driving. How about it?
And now we're home.
We have just returned home to the boat after an epic side quest to collect our batteries and our solar panels from Italy, where one of our best friends had them waiting for us on his boat, having just arrived from crossing the Atlantic. What a legend. We made a solid run home, clocking 14 hours in one go, getting us back to the boat around sunrise. Which may seem crazy, but Axel is in fact correct. We did grow up in the USA, but despite our upbringing, we're still exhausted. Not regretful or anything, just tired, and a lot left to do.
We've got a few hours before van return time, so time to get all of our stuff out. But at this point, I think we're just gonna get all the little valuable things out, like our cameras, and then we're gonna sleep for a minute.
Yeah, sleep for a couple hours,
Yeah.
and then we'll empty out the van.
And we'll show you guys what we've got.
Yes.
And show ourselves. We haven't looked yet.
Yeah.
Come on. She wants to know if you're coming.
Okay, let's go.
Having just got back from driving, not cross country, but cross countries, I think it's easy to say that that was quite the ordeal and a lot of effort to get some parts for this project. But we have found that putting the effort forth to get our projects done the way we want to has always turned out to be worth it for us. And one of the most potentially effortful projects of all is always working on ourselves and working on our marriage, and that is where we see the most payoff all the time.
I would say, yeah, definitely a high return on investment.
Definitely.
Which is why we are happy to say that this episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist to help you with whatever you're going through in life, whether it's driving through stressful countries or something more serious. And it's super easy to sign up. You go on their website, fill out the form, you tell it kind of what's going on in your life, and they link you up with a therapist, usually within 48 hours, which is pretty impressive if you ever tried to do therapy before. You realize that that's pretty fast.
It's streamlined and it's simple, and it's the perfect way to work on any of your self projects in your life from the comfort of your own home, which makes everything so much easier. So whether you're trying to have better coping mechanisms, figure out how to talk to your boss or your wife
Or husband.
or your husband, it's a really, really good option, and we definitely recommend checking it out because it is there for you to make your life better.
We'll put the link on screen. It's betterhelp.com/Evans, but also what's really cool is when you go to the website, you can say that you heard it through a YouTube person, which is us, and then you can scroll down and click on Expedition Evans. And when you do that, either using the link or clicking on our name, you will get a special discount. So thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this episode.
You happy to be home?
There's nothing like coming home to your own bed. Although the bed in the van was actually pretty comfortable. And
Yeah.
I feel like we slept really well when we were actually sleeping in the bed.
Mm-hmm.
But sleeping in the passenger seat.
Not so much.
Okay, it is. It is 7 a.m. We have to return the van at noon, so we have 5 hours to unload all of our things, clean the van, and drive it like 45-minute, 30-minute drive.
Mm-hmm.
Probably
45 at least, because we have to get fuel.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe count an hour because we have to get fuel.
Yeah.
All right. Little nap.
Okay, little nap. Little nap, Dingo?
I'm so happy to be home.
Is it breakfast time?
Here's to the good days, here's to the sorrows. If this is a mistake, I know about tomorrow. I don't wanna fight no more, cause I don't feel the need no more, no. Just
Solar
wanna make
panels
it
for
stop.
days, everybody. Solar panels for days.
Or maybe we just hit the end of the road. Right now it doesn't even matter. It's too late not to let it go. And that's why I wish you the best and say goodbye. We start to get dressed and then we cry. Cause we both know it's gonna hurt, but not as much as this does. We had a good run, don't say we didn't. I was your first love, and you were my first one. Cheers to all the memories, the venom and the remedies, yeah. Promise I won't forget.
We are currently building this, specifically, the hardtop, hard dodger combo right here. And one of the biggest benefits of building this, I could go on and on about the benefits, but one of the biggest ones is that this is a massive blank slate, empty canvas, as you will, for solar panels. We are going to be able to stick a lot of solar panels up here, and so that is where we were driving to go get the solar panels. Now we're back. This is the solar layout from the top view, so pretend you're a bird for a second that can hover like a helicopter. You're going to look down and you're going to see this, and these are the solar panels. So we have got them all laid out. There are a lot of iterations of this, but this is what we ended up deciding on for the aesthetic combined with the maximum capacity of solar panels that would fit. It's streamlined, it's easy. I already did the math, so I can just tell you it will be 2,000 watts of solar, which is less solar than our friends on Spirit Animal.
We're not comparing.
We're not comparing size. However, it is 2,000 watts of solar, which is double, well, I guess we had 1,100.
I think, yeah, we had like 11 or 12, I can't remember.
So it's double what we used to have, but way more efficient, because these solar panels are from Bouger and their new SIG line, which has a lot of diodes, but I'm gonna get way too technical. You can shade part of the panel and the rest of the panel will continue to make electricity, whereas a lot of panels, if any shade is on, the whole panel goes offline, sometimes the whole section of panels. So this is really good tech and really good for a sailboat that has large things sticking up into the air, such as a mast, casting shadows over it. So we really were only getting in maybe 700 watts of solar consistently from our previous set of panels. Now,
I would say easily more than double.
physically cannot be triple 700 since we're only putting 2,000 watts on.
I don't know, sometimes they put out more than they're rated for.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, potentially triple the solar that we used to have. And it'll definitely meet our needs, hopefully.
Definitely.
Depending
Maybe
on
not
how
with
much
the AC
air
running all the
conditioning
time,
we need. Yeah.
but yeah, we're super excited for these. And they're super lightweight. All the diodes, like Jade was saying, so that means part of it can be, you know, blinked out or broken or shaded is probably the most likely.
Clearly, we are super stoked about these new panels. We're super excited to be working with Bouge RV and to have this new tech on our boat for all of our new systems. We're going to be going into detail. We're going to go into the weeds on purpose over on Expedition Engineering. So come check us out over on Expedition Engineering, where we can get into the details, talk about the diodes and the chemistries and the everything there. We'll see you over there.
We are very excited about the solar capacity that this hardtop is going to give us. It makes our off-grid abilities go through the roof because we have had to supplement with our generator this whole time. And now we will hopefully be significantly more solar powered, which means we'll need less fuel. We won't have to run diesel. We won't have to worry about fixing the generator whenever it breaks, and the generator's loud. So
That's the main thing.
what I'm getting at is this is the dream, and now that we are giving ourselves a place to put it, we should be able to see it to fruition. Now, you may notice that we have covered this entire space with solar panels.
Only the astute observer would notice.
That means we are not going to have any windows on the top, which was a big thing that we debated back and forth on, because the windows are good for seeing your sails, which is true. I'm not going to say that that's not true. However, we have almost always looked around the bimini because our window was in a weird place, and so you would have to leave the either winch or the helm. You would have to leave to go walk around to see out the window. So because it was inconvenient, we just have a habit of peeking around, and that's what we've always done for the most part, and it works.
And we have actually designed this to be a slightly narrower than our old bimini, so it should actually be easier to look around it than the old one. Everything's a trade-off. though.
Everything's a trade-off.
Yeah.
And so we decided to go for the extra solar capacity.
Yep.
Aside from those side tracks, we're back on the main trail. We are going to go outside and we are going to test the solar and see how it looks like in the sun. And after that, we are going on a very exciting special mission to show you guys and to prepare the paint for our hardtop, because as you can see in all of our pictures, it's black. You know what else is black? Carbon fiber. You know what will not be staying carbon fiber is our hardtop. Even though carbon fiber is super cool and it's super sexy, it's only cool and sexy if you can get all the fibers in a really perfect way, which is usually done using a pre-preg. I am going into it too much. We are not that skilled and we're not using the right materials for that to look good. So we won't leave it as a carbon fiber finish because it would look pretty... Is
It would not look as pretty.
derogatory
It would not
term?
look as pretty.
What's
Go with
the
that one.
origins of that term? It would not look as good left raw carbon, and also over time we would be worried about the epoxy having too much UV damage. That's
We didn't buy epoxy specifically for sun exposure.
yeah, exactly. So we will be painting it, which will give it a very nice finish, and the paint will not be black. The paint will be colorful, which is new for us. We're very much a neutral palette kind of people. But we will
Colorful might be an exaggeration. It will not be black.
It will not be black. So we need to go get the supplies to prep the color, because the color paint sample guy is going to come and see the color. We'll talk more about it later, but that's the plan for the rest of the video.
It's something in the water, or maybe we just hit
We've picked out the color that we want for the hardtop. However, all we have for our hardtop color, whatever, is a digital picture. And they can't do a color match to a digital picture because it needs to have like all the depth to it and whatnot. So we need to go find a physical representation of the color that we want, which is a very specific hue in multiple dimensions. So
Physical, spiritual.
yeah, I could talk for hours about color, but anyway.
A little terrifying.
So then the question and the challenge became, where in the physical realm, in the real world, can we go and find and then purchase,
Or take.
or take, whatever, an object with the exact color that we want? So we had quite a few ideas.
I was thinking Hot Wheels cars.
That was an original idea,
Yeah.
yeah. So then we were thinking, ding, we've thought now, and here we go.
Okay, our first spot did not work out. They wouldn't sell. It was only for like bulk purchasing. So we went to another place and they didn't have anything, but they did have baguettes. So not a total loss.
Definitely not a lot.
Now off to our third spot.
See if we can find it. I think I want a little bit of that black color.
We're close.
So close.
So close. We also are making this up right now because we know kind of what we want.
Okay, we've only
But
seen a
we've never
picture.
seen it in real life, yeah. Luckily, we have an artist on our team. Well, if you can't tell, we're doing a bluish, greenish, blackish color.
It's a dark aquamarine, so depending on what angle you see it, it'll be a different shade of blue-green. The idea being that no matter what waters we're in around the world, whether it's the clear Bahama blue or the Mediterranean teal or the deep sea deep blue, it'll be able to match somewhat because it has all of those colors in it. And then we're doing the dark color because we aren't very colorful people, and so that makes us feel better about having pigment. No, I like the dark.
Yeah, it looks really good.
It'll blend really nice with the solar panels.
Yeah, and kind of the black bottom paint, and we have some other dark colors, so it really does change a lot.
Wow, when I pulled up, I'm like, that's green, that's blue. That's exactly what we want. Alright, what do we think? Is this our color? Now it's teal. Now it's a deep blue. Now it's black. I love it. This is exactly what I wanted. I hope so too. This is so cool.
but I'll also help with any little imperfections we might have. We probably won't have any,
No,
but
it's gonna be
if
perfect.
perhaps, you know, a bird runs into the davit and there's a little dent or something, you know, divot, for example, this will help kind of,
Divot on the davit.
yeah, davit divot.
Dark colors generally are harder with dents and dings, like on cars. So,
I didn't consider that. That's a really good
but
point.
this, I think this will be fine. I think this is cool.
Wait, you're saying that you can see?
Dents easier on dark cars.
Oh, dang it! I was thinking you were saying it was a good choice.
No.
No. Okay. Now we need to see what it looks like in the sun. Dingo! Dingo!
This color, okay. The white is okay, the calibration, but the color no is.
Do you have your color card, Jade? That one?
Yeah, I looked at it in the sun. It looks good. I like it.
Wow, it looks black on this.
It just
Here, I'll
depends
turn
on
the-
the angle.
There we go.
Now only lecturas,
Okay, okay.
but
Yeah,
the results after. I need a
Sure.
computer.
Sure.
Okay.
Vale.
We have been sponsored by Bouge RV for these solar panels. They have hooked us up. We showed them our project, sent them some schematics, and they said, yes, we want to send you some of our 6 panels. So I'm excited. They're all rolled up in these boxes. So that's what all these boxes are that we unloaded. And we're gonna go unroll it and plug it in. We still have all the wiring run from when we had our old solar panels. So I should be able to just plug it in and it should work. This is one of the 100 panels. We have several 200 watt panels and several 100 watt panels. I'm really excited.
Originally, my plan was that we were going to make our own custom panels using actual solar cells, and we were going to make them all ourselves. It's going to be totally custom.
That we were gonna buy individual cells and solder them all together and make our own panels.
Which probably would have been an awesome project. However, it also would have been a ton of time and a ton of effort, and this project's already taking obviously more time than we were anticipating. So this is the official shout out to Raf and Sasha from Spirit Animal, who talked us out of it by giving us a fantastic review of these panels. We had one phone call with them and they're like, yeah, we just put these panels up, and by the end of the phone call, Brett and I were like, all right, we need to get those panels.
I'd seen these panels and I'd seen pictures of them and I'd seen reviews of them, and then when I saw they had them,
they're telling us about them, and their review was very, very.
they had nothing but good to say. So
Yep. So now we're gonna see what we think, and honestly, we'll probably think the same as them because they have usually really good opinions.
So the plan is go out there. I'm gonna plug it in before.
So blown
I
out.
know. I'm gonna plug it in before I unroll it. That way we aren't plugging in a live panel.
Good call. Let's go out there.
Let's do it.
Wow, that's so long. That's pretty.
Right now it's putting out 70 watts.
Sexy?
It's pretty good. 85 watts. Hey, where's our color card?
Oh, it's inside. I'll go grab it.
Okay, so this is one of the 100s, and Jade's gonna go grab the color card so we can compare it to this. But these are pretty, and these are super flexible, and it's actually getting more flexible in the sun, and it weighs nothing. I mean, this is so light, and on the back is sticky, so that's how it mounts.
I have the companionway glass closed, so.
Doggy door, basically. Okay.
Dime. Voy, espera que te hago filme.
I think that's gonna look good.
That looks pretty dang good.
Should I move this around so I can see like whatever angle the sun is at? We'll change how this looks with it.
On.
Yeah, like matches and then goes green and then matches and then goes purple.
So
Oh, pues
it'll,
tiene buena pinta,
I think it'll look really good.
Pelín de estribor, muy poco.
I'm excited. That's gonna be great.
So right now this is a huge chunk shaded. It's making 54, 57. 67. So even blocking a huge chunk, we only lost 10 watts. Like, that's incredible. That's incredible. What is that?
I'm trying to get it to focus on my thumb. Yay!
Yeah, very yay.
I am so stoked about those panels. I was a little nervous on how they were gonna look because they're coming rolled up. So I was like, oh, is there gonna be like crinkles or anything? They look amazing. And as it's warming up, it's flattening out and getting better and better looking. So that's something we should keep in mind. We should probably lay them all flat before we install them because they are flexible. So as they heat up, they flatten out. But yeah, those are gonna be so good.
And I'm really happy because they're the right size.
Yes.
All of my measurements so far and my 3D mental modeling
And your photoshopping and your procreating.
and my Illustrator and all the programs, it all is working out. And they're gonna fit. I was so worried they were gonna end up being too long for the Dodger and we'd lose some. But
Too long meaning like side to side, too wide.
yes.
Yeah.
Woo! You're trying to get in the frame.
Yeah.
I was just holding up my shoulder like this. Top-notch film work.
Sneak peek on something here. Yeah.